This video will introduce the use of questionnaires in the Neurizon Neuromodulation database. First of all, the database currently includes support for a number of questionnaires, and more will follow later. At present, we have the short form 36 version 1.1, the Euroqual 5D version 3L and 5L, the pain catastrophizing scale, the major depression inventory, and the generalized anxiety disorder 10. Please note that no actual questionnaire questions are included into the database, and that is due to the fact that many of those questionnaires are protected by their respective owners. Also note that all fields have validation rules. That means that if an answer to a specific question should be a number, say between 1 and 5, then you cannot enter 7 or 1.5 or a B by mistake without getting an error message. A few notes in those cases where the patients have not filled out the questionnaires correctly or completely. If a field in the questionnaire is left empty by the patient, of course, just leave the field empty in the questionnaire in the database also. If a patient has set 2 adjacent marks, for instance marked both 3 and 4 in a list of possible answers from 1 to 5, take one of them at random, for instance flip a coin. And if a patient has set 2 marks that are not adjacent, for instance has marked both 2 and 4 in a list of possible answers from 1 to 5, just leave the field empty. And just to demonstrate how it looks in the database, as always with repeatable events, go to New. In this case, go to Questionnaire, and then let's take the major depression inventory, just as an example. As always, choose the date. Let's say we take today. And then you will see here is a number field that corresponds to the questionnaire. Just a small hint, the easiest thing to do is just to enter a number, press tab, enter the next number, next, and so forth. It's much faster. And when you're finished completing the questionnaire, you can write any notes that you might have, and then press save. You'll see after a few seconds that the questionnaire also shows up on the timeline. And please note the small note here, if there are several questionnaires filled out on the same date, all those will be gathered under this node.